Being an artist has lent itself to some pretty unique experiences for sure. Just one was actually being asked to make the promotional poster for the 51st Grammys. They asked me to make an image where the Grammy logo was in it, so I made a huge painting that became the program cover for the Grammys that year, and also the invite, which here's the invite. This is about the coolest thing ever. So they sent this out to every single person who attended the Grammys that year. They took my big painting, which is this dimensional thing, and turned it into this card, which was really neat to see. Inspiration is a bit of a tricky question for me. For a long time, I would always look for inspiration. I think that's what most of us are taught to do. But I began to notice that whenever I found inspiration, it was something that was outside of me, a band, a movie, music, something that inspired me. And I think being inspired by things is great, but I realized that it was more important to replace that external inspiration with internal curiosity. So that's actually something that I've been working on a lot recently, is just trying to stoke that internal curiosity to propel me forward. Normally, I would actually say that there's nothing in my life I would want to change because, well, it's pretty true. I love my life. But if I had to pick something, it would be that I would not film myself doing the worst dance moves ever while painting a picture of Michael Jackson with my feet. It was fun, but I would probably go back and maybe take a few more dance lessons before doing that project again. A couple of years ago, I undertook creating what became the world's largest connect the dots, and it sounded like a really simple project. Put a dot and a number next to it, and then repeat that thousands of times. But anytime you repeat something thousands of times, there's other issues. And as I went through and got all those issues solved and the work was completed, the lesson that came out of it was ultimately very simple, is that creativity is kind of like any other thing. The idea is the easy part, and it's nice to have the end point to look back on the finished project, but getting that project started, getting the challenges solved, and getting to that end point, that part's hard. And it was this nice reminder, of course, in life that the idea is easy, and when you look back, everything seems a little easier maybe, but that middle portion, that needs to be enjoyable and fun, hopefully, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's hard. And I feel like that's a really important lesson with creativity, is that it can be challenging sometimes. So I share my story of overcoming adversity, but the main point of my talk is how limitations can actually drive creativity. Facing limitations is, of course, a universal experience, whether at work or in our personal lives. And my talk really helps people discover how they can see their limitations differently. Because if we can transform how we see our limitations, well, we can transform our lives. And beyond the keynote, for an additional fee, we can actually bring together everyone in the audience to have them work together to create a unique artwork like one of these. This work was made by 250 people, and this picture was made by 600 people. It was actually made by audiences, not me. So if you're looking for something different for your audience, your attendees, well, we can definitely make a unique experience for the group. In the next 5 years, I would actually like to increase my potential for failure in my art, which might sound like an odd statement or some kind of big grandiose creative goal, but as individuals, we tend to seek out comfort. It's natural, we want things to be predictable, but creativity is something that actually thrives outside of comfort. So if I want more creativity, I will subsequently need to increase my chances of failure. So I guess that's what I need to get started on, so take care, nice chatting with you.